Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. You must have heard of the Yeti Cooler. I have. A $500 for a medium sizer, up to $1,000 for the bigger ones. I just want something that's going to hold ice for a little longer than a day. And the honeymoon, we used this little cooler here, this exact cooler, this tiny little Coleman. And yeah, we had to put ice in it every day. I picked up a similar one, basically the same thing but a little bit bigger. And the goal here is that we're going to take this, insulate the top because these things are hollow. A lot of people put foam on the inside, but with all that meat floating around and food, that's just unhygienic. I want to sink this guy inside of this Rubbermaid tub and fill it with spray foam. And on the bottom, to hold it up, I got blocks of rigid foam insulation. So a bunch of those, hold it up. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll drill some holes into these lids. Well, not this one. This one is the comparison one. The one that we sunk a bag, sometimes $4 bag of ice into every night. And this other guy, they both have the same pretty much insulation in them. I'm looking at them and they look like twins, just one's a little bit bigger. And they got like a ½ an inch of insulation in there. So anyway, I won't bore you with this any longer. I hope Crazy Neighbor's gonna help me out with this, because there's a storm rolling in here and it's smoky as anything, and I'm just in the backyard. This is the one 10 degrees worth of view of my backyard that does not look like the city, but I can assure you I'm in the city. It's Crazy Neighbor. Alright, well, Crazy Neighbor I think is going to help with making this thing, and then we'll do a comparison between this and this, but it's going to take like 8 hours to cure this stuff. Anyways, I've gone on too long, but next stop, construction. Hey guys, Crazy Neighbor let me into his garage, so we're going to be using spray foam and power tools in the vicinity of this Cobra, but we're going to be careful. Anyway, I removed the lid from the hinges that were on here, because when this is all said and done, it's going to dump the water out a lot more easily. And in the bottom, I just have chunks of this rigid foam insulation. I've got 4 of them in there, and that is going to, you know, lift it up off the bottom while I spray in the spray foam. But I understand this is the most ghetto possible Yeti style cooler or super cooler, but we're gonna get through this pretty quick. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details. We'll do a quick fast forward of how we build all this as soon as we figure out how to build it. But Yeti's claim to fame, aside from holding ice a lot longer, is that they are bear proof, actually certified in some ways. I don't care about bears. If I'm leaving my cooler outside, if it's $1,000 cooler or a $500 cooler, I'm more worried about somebody stealing the cooler. The bears, I would put the cooler probably just in a hard shell trailer or in the vehicle. But yeah, anyway, I digress. We'll continue on with this. A lot of people use this foam and shove it in the cooler one way or the other. But the problem I have with that is just the meat juices. Like, this is very porous. You're gonna have meat juices flowing in there, rotten, whatever. We've all gone camping, and the cooler, sometimes you throw them out because they're so gross. Other times you dump them out and bleach them. And I just don't need to be dealing with styrofoam glued onto the side of it. So I'm gonna start filling this up, and then I'm gonna sink this in as centered as I can get it, and hope for the best. I got 4 more tubes after this, but
wash, pick it up, sploosh it, put it back down.
gonna stick this poor guy in here. Like, there's gotta be ½ inch insulation in there, and that's what's in there. I've turned these. It used to have a hinged lid, but I got rid of that. These, I think, will uphold this constantly expanding foam in there. And I want to try and center it fairly centered. That looks okay for now. And now it's just the easy part. The hard work is over. Tomorrow is, oh, it's sticking to this pretty good. I'm impressed about that. So tomorrow, what's going to happen is probably I got to get more of these guys, almost certainly. But we'll fill the lid. So the foam is expanding pretty good, but crazy neighbor, who is actually an engineer, has pointed out to me that if we put a weight in the bottom of this cooler, it'll stop the expanding foam from lifting it up. This stuff takes a long time to cure, and this is what's happened here. We got foam sprayed in all around it, but I really want it perfectly cured before I start doing the test with the ice and stuff. Put some holes in this thing. Yeah, that won't take long. And actually it came with a hole already on this side, so I think this should do a-okay. And maybe another one on this side. Yeah, one on this side too. Alright, so into these holes. Oh yeah. So you know it's gonna be better. That's what we're gonna say. It's gonna be better. I'm gonna try that. RV roof coating will go around this foam, and I'm gonna use it to actually seal it to the cooler a little bit too, and along the edge. So that'll give it a nicer look and a lot more durability, because when we shaved through all this is closed cell polyurethane foam, and we had to carve it down.
Like $3 too.
Hello campers, time for the test. We've got a pretty similar cooler. I wanted to get the identical one, but I spent enough money on this. Well, not really. A lot of it was extra material I already had laying around, but this Yeti Cooler, I got the actual lid for the cooler, and then I got also more of this foam on the lid for the Rubbermaid that'll go on top of that. So we're gonna see how that fares up. Equal amount of ice in each, and I know this is not an identical cooler, but I just need a general idea. So we'll throw some ice in each. Three bags in each. People at the ice store thought I was crazy. Perfectly equal amount in each cooler here at the Super Steve compound, aka Crazy Neighbor's garage, and gotta put some beer in it. So Got a 15 pack of Lucky because it's economical. And
Hey Steve, you got a problem with your arithmetic. If you put equal amounts in, that means 7 in each. Don't take the last one.
Take that one, yes.
step number 2 is to drink the unequalness here. So, sorry there, crazy neighbor. Anyhow, it's time to seal these things up. We'll be in and out of these. Hopefully this beer is going to last for the length of the test. If not, we'll have to put more equal beer in here. So, the old thing we took on vacation, the new thing I should have had on the vacation. Now we'll just see how they fare up against each other.
I got mine close, Brooker.
Mine will stay colder longer.
We'll see.
Temperature in here has been 22 degrees Celsius, which is 74-ish Fahrenheit, and it's been 24 hours. We're gonna open up these coolers and we're gonna see what's happened. We're gonna add some more beer to them because it has to be a fair test, adding and subtracting from it. We've subtracted from it and there's nothing left, so we're gonna put 4 in each. There's obviously some meltage. This guy has a fair bit of water in it. This guy also has water in it, and we put the same amount of ice in each one of them, 3 bags. Then yesterday we put 7 beers into each cooler, and obviously we were into each cooler 7 times after that. So today we're gonna put 4 beers in each, and oh, crazy neighbor with more beers. All right, so it's only fair if we put 6 in each. And again, we'll be in and out of these 6 times tonight to grab this beer. So I can tell just looking at this ice, it looks wet on the top. This stuff looks a little more frozen, but time will tell how long this stuff will last us in this environment. Not screaming hot outside. This is, you know, pretty well room temperature here, but it's cooled off outside, and this is the only place to actually keep a stable temperature night and day for these tests. But see you tomorrow. Hey campers, end of day 2. Time to add more beer. This cooler is right on par with what it did all summer. It's largely water in it. There's still some ice. This thing would hold ice like down to the last cube for about 1 bag a day. So, beer's low. I can't be drinking 15 beer a day, guys. So, 2 beers into there. The modified cooler. It's getting some meltage as well, but there is a lot more ice. Big solid chunk in there, so I hope you can see that. So it's performing a lot better, but I'm gonna throw beer into there, and it's a lot more ice than the other guy, but package this up. I'm expecting this guy to be done tomorrow with no more ice in it. And this guy, probably a couple more days out of it for sure before all the ice is gone, because it's just working a lot better. And these aren't filled to the brim like all the other tests where they last a week, you know. If you buy a week-long ice cooler or a 5-day, you don't have any room for food because it's all ice. Anyway, fast forward to tomorrow, and we'll see you then.
No call so far.
Hey guys, this is crazy coworker bringing me the on-call phone. So he's really crazy doing that, but it's good news, no calls so far.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Take care. It's into day 3 now. We've got a casualty. This cooler, there's no ice in it whatsoever. And this is the one that we didn't do anything to. So if we were camping, it's not even really that cold of water. We'd be out of ice right now. This guy, we'll see what's happening here. Yes, it is melting, but we still do have some good ice in it. I'm expecting another day out of this. The other one didn't even last the full 3 days by any stretch. I would say this one was at 2.5. So if we can get another day, and I think that we can, that's definitely worth the upgrades. But we'll check in on it tomorrow and see if there's a shred of ice left. And at that point, basically, we've got twice the amount of life. So like, instead of 2.5 days, closer to 4. And when ice is $4 a bag, that was like 12 bucks ice in each one. It doesn't take long if you can double your ice at $12 per load. So we'll check in on it tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully these beers will still be here because I'm on call and I cannot be drinking beers, but crazy neighbor might get into them. Anyway, we'll see tomorrow. It's day 4 and it's been a long day because I'm on call and I finally got back. This one was empty yesterday. This one, I can hear a little bit of ice in it, so no beer. Oh well, I'm on call. Anyhow, this one here has got some ice particles in it. That'll be gone by the morning, I'm sure. But it worked good. If I have no doubts if this was actually filled properly, the way they test them, that it would be a 5-day ice cooler. This one 2.5 maybe. But yeah, this one's out of the family. This one's the new favorite child. And yeah, if you got the stuff kicking around to fortify a cooler, I would probably do it, unless you're overly concerned about having it look really cool. So I guess there's still a little bit of coldness in it. We say we need to throw a few more into. All right, throw a few more in. Thanks for watching this project. It took longer than I thought to film because the ice lasted a lot longer than I thought. Anyhow, next project coming up as soon as I get this up should be Wednesday, I think. I'll have this one up. So thanks for watching. I'll try to make it not too boring. But I also inspired Crazy Neighbor to build his own fortified cooler. So this is to go with his AC Cobra, and just to keep 10 little Pepsis cold when he's on a road trip. So thanks for watching the comparison, and now you're camping with Steve. And hunker down.